Hey, what's going on, my YouTube community? This is a certified life and relationship coach, Coach Court, and in today's video, I want to talk to you about when you've pushed your ex too far away. Now, this is a topic that I get brought up all the time. Whenever somebody reaches out to me, they are struggling because they're wondering whether their relationship is still repairable, if they have pushed their ex too far away, or if they're able to recover this person and actually draw that person back into their lives. And there are a lot of different factors of whether or not you've pushed your ex too far away. I'll wait a few seconds, let everybody get in there. So as you guys may know, I am a faithful follower of the book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And there are definitely different things that you do as men that are less attractive for women and vice versa. I can give you a little bit of those differences really quick here today. I'm only going to be on for a little while, but I just wanted to touch base with you guys. I hope you guys have followed, subscribed to the channel, and also checked out the previous video I did back on Friday, I believe. It was the first 90 days of a relationship with a dismissive avoidant. So in today's video, I want to talk to you a little bit about whether or not you've pushed your ex too far away. I guess one of the very, a really good indicator that you have a good chance of pushing that person out your life, or if you've already done it, is if there's some cheating going on. If you have ever cheated on your spouse, no matter how long, no matter how much work you put into it, that relationship will be very difficult to completely get them back into your grasp unless are within your good standings or completely gaining their trust back before they're able to just completely let their guard down to you. They're going to struggle a lot and sleep with one eye open if you have cheated on them in the past. And it's going to take a lot of repair, a lot of counseling or therapy, and a lot of communication amongst both you guys in order to get past that. You're going to have to be very transparent. If you push them too far away, things will never quite be the same. If you kind of like have some type of justification, because everybody has justifications for why they've cheated on their spouse. And I'm a firm believer that if you cheated in a relationship, there's two things going on. It's either one, you were subjected to that type of behavior in the past, and you think that's what normal relationships look like. Or two, which is usually the case, this is the biggest one, you're not happy in that relationship, and instead of doing the difficult thing, which is ending the relationship and allowing for that person to go off to find somebody else, you want your cake and eat it too. So cheating is definitely a sign that sooner or later, I don't care if it's a month, a year, 10 years, you may have pushed that person too far away by doing that, because that's a direct violation of trust. And it could be trust as in like emotional affairs, or if it's just flat out cheating. That's just how it is. All right, the next one is how you responded to the breakup. If you were clingy, if you got anxious, if you, hey Veronica, if you got clingy, if you got anxious, if you got a little too needy, if you started to protest and curse them out, burn bridges, like that's a good indication that, if you've done that for too long, you may have pushed that person too far away, especially if they completely start to stonewall you, they ignore your text messages, if they don't want to see you in person. Because usually doing breakups, there's always this tide that turns where it comes back into your favor. And if you do everything right, you have a good chance of bringing that person, getting that person back closer to you, and you can repair the relationship. As far as men, like things that men could do is that pushes their spouse too far away is start to accuse them of cheating, start to get jealous, start to demand, their location of where they're at, stopping by their houses unexpected, sending them gifts without them asking for them, just basically not giving them the breakup, and becoming completely uncentered and needy and anxious. Sorry. So that's one thing that men do. What women do, how women push men further away is, pretty much the same thing, but more emotional. I've also, and it also depends on the attachment styles too, because I know some styles get a little bit more aggressive than the other ones. If you did the same thing as women, where you were constantly blaming them of something, because I know when people stay to live together, women more than men tend to complain about certain things around the house. Like if the man is like not living up to his, not meeting you in the middle as far as household responsibilities, some of their downtime, if you are not on good terms, and throughout the relationship he was always into his hobbies and not really giving you too much time. Because as dismissives, that's what they like. Dismissives, they really like their autonomy and being able to have their hobbies and their me time. So if you did that during a relationship, if you were constantly nagging about getting more time, getting more attention, throughout this, just like a slow drip, and throughout that breakup process, they're just going to be more relieved to be able to do those things without having somebody in their ear chiming about it. So that's another thing. If you ever hear your spouse or your ex or girlfriend, boyfriend say that, this thing has run its course, there's just too much water under the bridge, and if they flat out say, I don't see myself ever getting back together with you again. Because when somebody is still on that, in that middle space, they're still confused, that's when they have, that's when that tide starts to turn back in your direction, and they'll start saying stuff like, maybe in the future, not at this moment, like I don't want a relationship right now. Those are all good signs that, there's a possibility that if you make some drastic changes in the way that you're showing up, you may be able to get them back into your good graces or on good terms. But if they're saying stuff like, this is just, I've heard a lot of women say, they just pushed me too far away. Like those are really bad signs for you. If they were to say things like that they're just, you pushed me too far away, or I can never get over what you did to me and the cheating. Those are really bad signs. Or when they start to show signs of just losing flat out respect for you. Because when women lose respect for men, it's really hard for them to love them again. If you're a person that's not in your purpose, not showing up masculinely, if you're not putting off enough masculine energy, if you're crying, begging, pleading, those are things that are going to really continue to push them in the opposite direction. And if you do that for too long, you may even get blocked on social media. I've seen restraining orders, all of those things. If you were to do those things, those are signs that you have pushed them too far away. And who's all in here? Thumbs up, say what's up. You got any questions? I'll answer them really quick. What's up, Heart Advice? Veronica, what were you struggling with this morning? What's up, Shay? Scott. And I guess another little bit of information for my men. The more you do things wrong, you're going to push them into somebody else's arms. That's just usually how it ends up happening. That is usually the end result of pushing them too far away. Because if you're not in your masculine and you're not showing up with enough of that masculine energy to gain their respect for you, to really just gain their attraction, then you're going to push them into somebody else's arms. It make them susceptible to somebody else's wound, because the more that you're going to be doing wrong, they're going to see the other person doing right, because they usually go for the polar opposite of what they already have. Jared, what's up, man? Hey, yeah, I got questions. I'll answer some questions real quick. Then I gotta head out. But no, it's good to see everybody. I'm glad you guys are still here. I hope all the content that I'm putting out there for you guys you find valuable, and you're able to have a little bit of peace in your life. So 2 things that are coming down the pipeline. One is going to be a podcast. The second one is going to be possibly a Patreon account. I wanted to do a course, but at this moment in my life, I just don't see it. It's not sitting right with my soul, coming out with a course. Writing a book, I'm already writing a book. I've been writing that for quite a while now. INFJ for sure. What? I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm an INFJ. I think I am. I can't remember the last time I actually taken the test, but your style changes. I know Myers-Briggs, that changes also. Like, nothing stays the same over the course of your life, because different experiences, different situations is going to mold your character into something totally different. I have to personally really work on becoming an extrovert, and that's probably never going to change, because I always get my energy, I get recharged by being alone in solitude, meditation, prayer. So I probably will never be a extrovert, because all of my energy gets recharged by being alone in solitude. What's up, Emily? It's good to see you. It's been a while. Harry, appreciate you, Harry. Thank you for the compliment, man. I'm glad that you guys are still here and still believing in, the words that I have for you guys. Some might call them words of wisdom. I just call them my truths. I just speak my truths, and my truths equals wisdom plus, not wisdom, but knowledge plus experience. One of the guys, another YouTuber I watch, he talks about that too. Your knowledge plus your experience, it equals wisdom. And I don't call it wisdom, I call it my truths. This is what I see as my truths, but my truths may not be the same as your truths. Some of the things that you experienced in life and you've come to see as working for you, that could be your truths. But my truths, this is what I'm sharing with you, and apparently it's resonating with a lot of people, because you guys are still sticking around and you're still supporting my channel. So thank you guys. But I could tell you, as somebody who grew up in INFJ, are the most extroverted of the introverts. Yeah, okay. See, Jared, this guy here, he knows a lot about the Myers-Briggs. That's not in my wheelhouse. I know a little bit about it, but I don't go too deep into it. But, as somebody that was an introvert growing up, and I think a lot of the introvertedness happened from, just growing up in inner city, St. Louis, Missouri, and I was raised, grew up with 5 women in the household, so I know a lot about women. This is part of the reason how I ended up getting to this state as a person who was more anxious attached, because I was around a lot of those emotions and stuff growing up. And it kind of made me, I didn't have my dad wasn't around, he went to the military, so he was traveling a lot, so I kind of just had to just wing it, from uncles and other men that were in my family. But enough about that. If you were somebody that resonates with that, if you were raised around a bunch of women, if you were raised around a lot of feminine energy, you feel like it's the way to be, because it's the energy that you were used to being around, so you don't know too much about putting off masculine energy and showing up. Like the things you see in Hollywood, the love stories are the things the ways that you feel like you should show up in relationships, when actually that's not what attraction is. That's not how it works. So if you guys are coming in, go back, replay this. I talk a little bit about, You know, some of the things that you'll see when you've pushed a person too far away, some of the things you want to avoid, and this is kind of like men and women. See, this is another thing. Like, I try to shoot a lot of this from the hip, you know, because I feel like when you have stuff scripted, it doesn't come off as authentic. And I want to be able to not only improve my memory and how I can get myself in flow when I'm talking to you guys, but also I want to be present with you guys and not reading from anything. So try to make like maybe a post-it note about 4 or 5 things, but not too much. But it's not like super intense. Yes, I will see you tomorrow, Veronica. Thank you. And if you want my help personally, like Veronica there, you can reach out to me on my website at www.fruitfulseeds with Z at the end.com. And yeah, like I always say, send me an email, but please keep it pretty brief. Right now, my inbox is overflowing, and I'm trying to keep up, but it's so hard because I took this past weekend off to be with my girls for Halloween. And this was a weird one, but it was also a really fun and intimate one. So also follow me on my other social media, Twitter. I got Coach Court too. And like I said, I'm really trying to work on this Patreon account. I think that's the route I want to go. I'm not sure. I was going to start a membership site, but that's been put on the back burner. It's just I'm really trying to narrow it down for you guys and keep it really simple, but keep myself as accessible as I can. Thank you guys. I love you guys and appreciate you stopping by. Peace.